Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Seamaster 2019 ITTF World Tour Platinum China Open, coming to you live from Shenzhen, China. I'm your commentator, Adam Bobrow, and in front we have Timo Boll, the 38-year-old sensation, and in the back, the showman, the cloud walker, Xu Xin, at 29 years old. He's world rank number 3, and his opponent, world rank number 7. Boll kids walking in the players. This will be interesting for me. These two players have played against each other 5 times. And of those 5 times on the World Tour, Timo Boll has only won 20%. He has only won once. It was their most recent time playing. The last time they played, it was in the China versus the World tournament. This was a tournament that I believe happened 4 times over the course of, maybe it was 3 times over the course of 4 years, but every time China beat the world in quotes. Just to clarify what that is, China was so dominant in table tennis, and maybe still, that you could take the best players, pick 3 from China and pick any 3 from anywhere else in the world. Make it Timo Boll, make it Werner Schlager, make it Yu Sung Min, whoever it may be. Put them up against the best Chinese players and China would win. And they did every time, but Timo Boll won his match 3-2 against Xu Xin in 2011. They have not clashed in 8 years. 8 years, a lot has changed in 8 years. Xu Xin, well, I'm curious to see. He was 21 years old last time they played, give or take. Xu Xin's racket close. You can see the Chinese rubber blue sponge. In the corner for Xu Xin, Qin Zhijian, Boll's personal coach over the years growing up, developing in the game. Been some shifting in the Chinese National Association. Qin Zhijian now, one of the team coaches with men. The German side, Jörg Roskopf, legendary player who's brought a lot of success to Germany over the years. One of the 2 who paved the way for players to really have a career in table tennis. Again, him and Stefan Fetzner showing that there is money to be made. Timo Boll's past World Tour results not quite showing how strong he can be. Giving a finger of apology quickly. Timo Boll, one of the most admired players in the world for his sportsmanship and his skills on the table, from hand-switching shots to dives, to rollers, to a recent behind-the-back winner, maybe the best behind-the-back shot I've ever seen. I mean, Timo Boll is just getting better and better and having more and more fun. Xu Xin fans in the crowd right now. Andy Lee in the high chair. There he is, Andy Lee from Hong Kong. So Xu Xin playing the pen-hold grip. If you're just joining us now, Korea, our assistant umpire, Jung Sun Ho, is going to say the pen-hold grip. The way Xu Xin is holding it, much like you would hold a pen, the shake hands grip. Timo Boll using much like you would shake a human being's hand. If you're sitting next to someone right now, do yourself a favor, have some fun, a little bit of interaction here. Shake that person's hand. And when you let go of shaking their hand, close the last 3 fingers, the pinky, the ring finger, and the middle finger. Put the thumb down, that is the shake hands grip. So there you go, now you know the history, the amazing history of how they have their names in English. Xu Xin cleans the table. His pen-hold grip will make him want to use the forehand more than his backhand, although Wang Hao was just as strong with the backhand as he was the forehand. Xu Xin called the cloud walker for his relaxed way to reach every ball in court. So interestingly enough, Timo Boll tends to stay closer to the table, but I remember a little change in Xu Xin's game at the end of 2018 when Chun Chi started working with him, November 11th. A little bit more on the aggressive. Xu Xin trying to bring the backhand into play, stay closer to the table. We'll see what happens. Timo Boll to serve. Tight serve and a spinny backhand. Xu Xin gets the first big attack. Takes the first point of the match against serve. The touch game ball popped up a bit by Timo. Looked like heavy rotation. Timo Boll with the open face of the racket. It's popped up. Good empty push from Shushin. Now for a long time, Shushin was almost nearly unbeaten by foreigners. His service game was a big part of that. His funky spins, his touch game. Now, over-the-table game is going to be so crucial for Timo. One thing that has made Timo so effective against the Chinese in recent years is his ability to engineer a plan, to find a weakness in the opponent's game. Nice combination here, long to the backhand, follows up down the line, knows that Shushin loves to turn the corner. That close to the table timing is going to be crucial for Timo. Service warning.
The ball is not high enough. 1-4.
Message received, the ball is not high enough on the toss. Follows up with a slightly higher toss and wins the point. Timo is incredibly humble. I mean, I've played players in local tournaments that if I say I can't see the ball when you're serving, sometimes they'll say, Adam, I've been playing for 20 years, and I'll say it's nothing personal, I just couldn't see the ball. I'm not trying to question your history. Timo Boll, at 38 years old, handles the service warning, turns around, takes the point.
4-3.
Now the interesting thing is, there's no question about the warning. I think the question is how consistently the services are enforced. The Olympic Games in 2012, Ding Ning was warned and faulted for the height of the toss of her serve, and I think the call was actually the right call. So many serpents out here, the snakes back and forth. There were 2 shots in this rally, maybe 3, where it looked like the ball would have bounced and kicked the opposite way that it did. Shushin started it, but Timo Boll did it right back from under the table. Wow, I'd love to see that one again later. That spinny backhand countered by Shushin. That's the backhand that's going to pay off, that's really going to make Shushin so strong. 58 kilometers per hour, pales in comparison to Mima Ito's 76.
7-3.
Again, I'm curious to see, not that that's the main point of the competition, but just one other fun competition. Can Shushin beat Mima Ito's 76 kilometers per hour in this match?
7-4.
Now, in terms of service errors, the most service errors I've ever seen in one match were from Shushin. If I remember correctly, it might have been against Fan Zhendong, but he had 6 service errors in the same match. These are the chances Timo's going to have to take. Some aggressive receives from time to time. He's got incredible feeling. But he's had a little bit of trouble in the touch game, shutting down the third ball attack of Shushin. Tries for the Chiquita over the table. Shushin running ahead to a 5-point lead here in the first. Shushin catches the top of the table with that, amazing. From the camera angle, it was tough to tell from the sound and the trajectory of the ball, not to mention the body language of everything else. Everyone else, I should say, no question. Shushin with 6 game points.
11-4.
I thought for sure Timo's ball was too wide, but the Cloudwalker manages to be omnipresent and run everything down. 11-4, a dominant performance from the Cloudwalker in the first game. We'll see what Timo can do, the the men's doubles champion here at the China Open. Patrick Franziska is down 0-1. We'll see what happens game 2 coming up right after this.
den das so ein bisschen in die Mitte auch reinschießt, dann kann er den nicht so weit rausschießen. Er hat das Abdecken dann dabei.
Players clean the table to make sure that they have an even, honest bounce, a predictable bounce throughout the match, throughout this game. It's a 1-0 lead for the Cloudwalker, Xu. Looking at the stats on screen, we saw the shot placement was nearly a completely perfectly even spread, 33, 33, 34 along the table. My question is, are those shots just counting the winners? It's possible. I think if it were every shot and every rally, you would have seen more marks on the table. Again, I'm still figuring this out as I was not briefed beforehand, just sort of flying by the seat of my pants here and enjoying the fact that we have these statistics to look at. Oh, a rip of a counter. Xu turning up the heat and Timo timing it well to play it down the line to the wide forehand. Xu getting the crowd behind him with that backhand right there. Timo flies through, spins it back. How much spin is on this? 51-70. Pulls it out wide, just out of reach.
1-2.
Timo lost his footing maybe for a moment on the serve. In terms of all the reasons to see a service error, it's an unusual one.
Next. 1-2.
Timo's having some frustration here, no question about it. In terms of the footing and the flooring right now. I don't know if it's that there's too much traction. Who knows if it's new shoes in combination? Between the service error and the follow-up point, Timo trying to figure out what needs to happen in the footing. Not for lack of knowing how to move in table tennis, clearly just getting used to the flooring right now.
1-5.
Which is also interesting because the flooring was the same flooring that he just played on when he won 3-0 in the men's doubles over Wang Chuqin and Ma Long. Every once in a while, there's a blowout against Timo. Remember, he's still one of the strongest performers in the world against the top Chinese players.
6-2.
Good subtle topspin on the reverse pendulum serve for the point. Wow, the bending forehand leaves no chance for Timo here, but it makes me wonder. Just the movement factor here. Nice flick. He turns. You can see, I was watching his right foot on the left of the screen there. That little push, the hesitation. I'm not sure what it is right now in the movement, if there's an injury that we don't know about.
3-7.
Good placement there on the soft flip. Now, Timo Boll's been wearing the headband since T2 started in 2017. Picked it back up after years of not playing with it. Had one when he was a teenager. Yesterday, I saw him in a match without his headband in his doubles match with Patrick Franziska on table 2.
8-4.
Beautiful backhands here from Timo to put the pressure on Xu. Pocket, shooting from the hip, deep in the backhand corner. Shushin puts the pressure on. Out of the towel break, extends his lead to 5 points. Back and forth. If I remember correctly, they're 2-2 in terms of service errors. Trying to go boldly to the backhand corner with that long serve. Outstanding point, but Timo not satisfied in the end. From behind the table, the pressure from Shushin. I thought we might see a hand switch from Timo for a moment, but he realized he had time to chase it back down. Inside out forehand on top of the bounce, saves the game point, Timo Boll. Every once in a while we see someone start lobbing to Timo. I think that's going to be off the to-do list for Shushin. For many reasons. Still 4 game points left.
10-7.
Make that 3. Timo came back from down 6-10 against Yudze Yang, who before Tomokazu Harimoto held the record for youngest World Tour winner in the Japan Open of 2014 over Jun Mizutani, a very memorable match. Just too tough. Shushin with that third ball attack at the back of the table with the penhold grip and the racket down is very solid over the table. From the back of the table here, just enough pressure to take the game 11-7. A 2-0 lead. Will be back for game number 3 right after this. Coming back for game number 3, I'll explain some of the laughter in the crowd. There was a game on screen, Guess Who, and they showed a silhouette of a player serving. The woman in the crowd guessed Shushin. Man running the contest said no. She said, yeah, it's definitely Shushin. He said, nope. She said, I'm pretty sure that it is Shushin. And then they revealed that it was Fang Zhendong. The crowd had a great laugh at that. Gotta love the woman in the crowd, though. A lot of character, good entertainment value here.
1-0.
Now looking at the statistics of where the serves were, Timo Boll keeping the ball away from the middle of the table against Shushin, but in the rallies, keeping it away from the wide forehand. Now you might think, well, Koki Niwa, after beating Shushin, explained that he played to the wide forehand, and that was his secret early in the rally. One of the main differences is not that Shushin, or excuse me, not that Timo Boll is not left-handed, much like Koki Niwa, he is left-handed, but in terms of positioning on the table, Timo's been set up in the backhand corner a little bit, hasn't had too many opportunities to hook the ball wide. And there it does, but Shushin's right there waiting with the counter forehand from below the table. Side and topspin. That ball tends to stay quite low. It's tough to counter. A little bit of a Joker-like grin from Timo. Bit of a grimace even. Backhand on top of the bounce. Now another thing about Koki Niwa versus Timo Boll, or compared to Timo Boll, Timo Boll's timing is quite early compared to most, but Koki Niwa's even earlier.
3-4.
So Timo Boll leading in service errors right now, 3-2. Always a little bit of satisfaction in that. No, there's not. 3 points apiece. Towel break. Timo towels off here. This is a crucial game. We've seen him make his comebacks before from down 1-3 against some of the top Chinese players, or at least second string. Shui Fei, check open.
4-3.
Very curious about the movement of Timo Boll.
3-5.
But Shushin's very difficult to play. When you start to back off the table, your chances become very close to 0 to win the point. And as strong as Timo is from behind the table, he knows the value of staying close here.
3-6.
Heavy spin. The backhand of Shushin has been effective. I think I've got some of the Chinese team right behind me here. Again, the heavy spin of that backhand shot, that RPB, the reverse penhold backhand. If he can read the spin well and open with that shot, it's going to be very uncomfortable for Timo to counter.
7-4.
Second towel break, Timo within 2 here. Georg Roskopf deep in thought. What will it take for Timo? Shushin's so difficult to play with his speed, his creativity, his adaptability. Some over-the-table play from soft touch to flicks, inside-out balls, anything that can be a bit surprising to catch Shushin off guard, whether it's short to the forehand side, whether it's deep to the backhand corner, but Shushin loves to turn that corner. This is not exhibition. This is for real happening out here. The top of the net mid rally from Timo, but this is magic Boll right now. Behind the table, a lob and then counterattacks from the backhand. The roll reversal as Timo Boll moves back into the table. Captures the real estate, sending Shushin behind. It all started with that one net ball. Marathon rally, spectacular play. Close to coming back, but this is the focus space of Shushin. This is their first time in 8 years playing. I've often wondered to myself, what are Timo's chances against Shushin? And the reason I've wondered is because I haven't seen it. Not with my own eyes, not in person. Wow. That's just a breathtaking backhand. Timo opens all right. I mean, that's a pretty decent opening shot. Shushin just disintegrates that ball. 4 game points for the Cloudwalker on the receive now. Nice short stroke counter from Timo. Pulls the racket up to the head. Saves 1 game point, still a ways to go, down 7-10. Just missing the back of the table. Shushin almost falls down to return that lob. There's a full spin after. When Timo gets into these hooking counter shots, I mean, this rally's just too good. Really has to get the racket loose, turns it around, gets the red side out. Timo twiddling to the slightly softer rubber on the backhand, much like the Chinese team. Despite the fact that he's not using Chinese rubber on the forehand.
Timeout.
Timeout on Xu Xin's side. I think Dignick's. That was the last I heard from Timo on his forehand. Oh, good choice, DJ. All right. 2 game points saved. Timo's had his back against the ropes a few times. He's saved some game points in the last. Close to the table, maybe. 2 times you found yourself behind the table. I'm just guessing.
他故意要别人奔流中间的，是吧？不急，人家抻他呀。是啊，把自己这个心放肚子，他他妈着急忙往想，正想上去打，你知道吗？慢一点，不急，想踏实的，就发完以后，下面的第2把和第3把反复才抢攻，不一定说马上就说发完就出机会，一下弄死了，上来你再控制一下或者再抢，好，很好啊，反手啊。
Okay, so we'll see how the serve affects everything out here. Xu Xin now serves on his side, giving the heavy side spin. Hunhao de Facho. I could have completely misinterpreted that. I also could have completely misthrown the ball. I'm assuming that's from the machine, which again makes it even funnier that the machine made a bad throw. Here we go out of the timeout. Timo with the inside out, the ice cream cone flip. Plays it deep to the backhand, saves 1 more game point. These are 2 players who have both treated Ling Gaoyuan to a very dark night. Both in 2017, mind you. 1 more game point here for Xu Xin. Oh, and he murders it, spins it away deep to the wide forehand. Soft flip. I'd love to see this one from another angle. Barely escaping, Xu Xin gets out of the grip. Soft flick to the middle, just sneaks it past on the forehand. I think murders might have been a slightly strong term, but spins it past. 11-9, a 3-0 lead for the Cloudwalker. We'll see if Timo can turn it on. He's down 0-3, game 4, coming up right after this. Back for game number 4, Xu Xin leading 3-0 over Timo Boll, world rank number 7. But really the world rank number 7 doesn't seem to do justice. Anyone who's been watching Timo Boll, anyone who's been watching table tennis has seen Timo Boll over the years beating Ma Long in 2017. Ling Gaoyuan from down 4-10. Saw some frustration with the forehand of Timo just earlier after the first point of the game. Well, Xu Xin, if he's got a backhand like this consistently from under the table, I mean, it's easy to imagine him being dominant in the world. Timeout here for Timo Boll.
Timeout.
I think it was Zhang Jike and Ma Long that started beating Xu Xin consistently, and even Fan Zhendong, after they exploited the fact that Xu Xin didn't trust his backhand enough. Working with any coach, you have to imagine that is the key ingredient right now for Xu Xin. He's not getting younger and faster. At 29 years old, he's still in fine shape, no question about it. But Timo Boll, 9 years older than one of the 2 oldest players on the Chinese national team for the big players. Time is called. Because Timo Boll comes back to the table, doesn't need a lot. Again, a player doesn't have to use all 60 seconds of the timeout, but when the player that calls the timeout comes back to the table, or at least the player who has the timeout, the opponent needs to come back to the table as well. Xu Xin responds quickly. Down 0-3 in games and points. Timo Boll, we'll see what the words of wisdom were from Jorg Roskopf. Timo seemed to be in incredible form earlier in the men's doubles. Not sure if it took something out of him to have played that match. I'm sure we'll hear later in the interview, post-match interview. On court, it'll be with Xu Xin if he wins this, the way things are looking. But possibly with Timo later. A lot of media going around. Wow. At this point, Timo to cover that ball and block it on the table. He was way out of position to play that backhand from wide on the forehand side. That's one of the points that you want to watch over and over again, just to study and see what happened. Something's not right with Timo, the movement. Again, I don't know what it is, but you can tell from the body language in this point. Does he make spectacular shots throughout? Absolutely. But that was such a lax lob. Just very relaxed, going for that big swatting backhand. Whatever it is, there's no question it's frustrating for Timo right now. He's not equipped the way he's used to being. 2 solid backhands to get his second point. An outright service point. It's only for a moment with the short haircut and the headband on. He reminded me of Krianga for a moment. Within 2 points now, Timo Boll. Going to go the disguise factor, the surprise factor, other words that rhyme with fries factor. I'm hungry out here. Xu Xin right down the line. Timo didn't know where to go. That penhold grip has such flexibility in the wrist. If you don't believe me, just grab your table tennis racket. If you don't have one, go get one. Shouldn't be too tough to find. Try holding it the penhold grip, the way you would hold a pen. Or holding it shake hands, and see where you can turn your wrist more. Behind the back, no contact. Timo fools Xu Xin, playing it deep to the backhand side. Last game was a big chance for Timo, starting his comeback down 6-10. Over 6,000 RPMs on Timo's winner. I don't know if the scary thing, I'd say the impressive thing is that wasn't even one of his spinniest shots. Xu Xin quick with the backhand, a key ingredient here to keep him in position. When given the time, he's comfortable with that backhand. heat to handle, and it is now 5 game and match points for Xu Xin to shut this out in 4 straight games. Spectacular way to save a match point. Timo Boll, a little clip off the net there, but sends Xu Xin running out of frame here. Surely we'll be able to see him here. Almost into the barrier, Xu Xin goes running. 2 match points saved. 1, I guess. But one quickly turned around. Xu Xin, the dominant performance and a great sign of respect for a man who's incredibly famous and popular here in China. Timo Boll, don't know what the story was, but the short story is that Xu Xin was the better player here today, no question about it. A 4-0 victory for the first time in 8 years they have faced, and Xu Xin proved the stronger player. Stick around for the on-court interview and don't go far, because after that it is the clash of the Titans. It will be Xiaopang, Fan Zhendong, world #1, versus the captain, the dragon, the dictator, Ma Long. Scores on screen for recap. Stay right here to hear what Xu Xin has to say.